morning again, and a lot to talk about on the Morning Crossfire, but our focus would be some videos that have been surfacing online of residents who have their apartments flooded around the Rumuokoro axis. Some people around the Obio Akpor Council.
Are you up to?
Their residents have been flooded, businesses, shops, the roads, people have to, swim, in quote, to get to their homes, to get to their shops. And the flooding situation is not the first. I'm pretty sure you must have heard Jude also talk about it on Hello Port Harcourt a couple of times. But the reason why we have to look at it now, especially the Rumuokoro axis, was because of the videos that have been very disturbing and the reports that we've been getting. And so this morning, I would be having that conversation with a guest with me in the studio. Now, this young man, this would not be his first time joining us on the show. It's actually would be second time. He is the Rumuokoro Youth President, Kelvin Nwanwa. So you're welcome and good morning.
Thank you. Good to have you.
All right, cutting to the chase and going straight to the point. I've seen the videos. I'm sure several others have also seen the videos. But this is my first question to you. What is the cause? Yes, we have not even experienced like the height of the rainy season yet. So it is shocking to see that already we're having houses flooded around that Obio Akpor Council area, the Rumuokoro axis. We're seeing shops, people, roads, streets. What exactly is happening? Is it just as a result of the rains, or is there any other thing that's causing that level of flood?
Yeah. Thank you for having me here this morning. If you remember, the last time I visited your studio here, I made mention of the canal behind the local government that the local government chairman has actually overlooked. And one of his aides.
Which of the canals? Are you referring to the one around the market area?
Yeah, between that...
from the bridge, if you're going towards the council?
Yes, of course. That's the one I'm referring to. And one of his essays came here and was like saying all manner of things, but that's not the issue. Now, the truth of the matter is, you see, why it is like this is, in the past previous administration, that was Rotimi Chibike Amechi, the then governor of Rivers State, he was actually the one who has taken his time to ensure every year, he will ensure there's a swamp boogie that will always come in to, clear the waterway. It is mainly caused by grass and all these stuffs thrown inside the gutters.
As a result of the market as well.
Yeah, of course, you see, it's an eyesore from that Rumuokoro slaughter market there. When you look from there, you see what those market women, what they throw there, and other individuals. So there's always an end point. It moves from there, from that Rumuokoro, cut across to Elibolo, to Rupakolesi, Eliozu. Then it goes the rest to Ntawoba Bridge.
So are you saying that residents around these areas have their areas flooded as well?
That is what I'm saying. I have a picture. I am also affected. But I'm not here just because I'm affected. But majority of the people living within that axis. On your news the other day, one of your reporters came and saw it himself. You understand? This is what the previous administration has done in Rotimi Amechi, like I was saying. But the past administration, which is the former governor Wike, never gave attention to that. Because this is something they do every year. But isn't either himself or the NDDC.
Isn't it within the purview, the rights of the council to also do that?
Yes, of course. I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Because what we saw in the last administration is where the governor of the state virtually do all the projects for the local governments. I don't know what they can boast of, So that is what I'm actually referring to him. But ordinarily, this is something the local government can do with ease. So look at the council. You can imagine the local government itself, where flood is. You have from the local government to the market, where they will just do a clean gutter, and everything will flow in. But the answer is no. Why? we have people who do not listen, who don't want us to get it right. Now, let me also tell you, Dr. Sonny Okocha, who happens to be the former SA to, he has held so many positions in our local government, Obio Akpor. He was the one who actually did assessment and did some job when Solomon Eke was the local government chairman. He has a chart of this canal where it connects. Of course, that's what he studied in school and all the rest of it. And presently working with Uniport as a lecturer there. So he has this thing. And when George Ariolu came into power, I think this young man actually, he was called and he actually introduced what he has done in the previous with the local government chairman. But he never bought the idea. So it remained like that for the past 6 years. Each time it rains, just like what happened now, we individuals contributed money. Not even a swambugi, this is an excavator. Excavator cannot go inside the water. It goes by the side.
And just dig.
At least to remove those grass. If you go to Elios before the flyover, that's where all those grass. Since yesterday, we manage almost 2 million naira. Because the swambugi goes for 500,000 or thereabout for work of 2 days. Then what do you call it? The low bed that carries it down, 250 and all that. So it was an individual. People, you see, the schools and every other persons. My own personal place was submerged. But we are used to it, and it's not supposed to be like this. So that is why we try to see how we remove those grass and bring it out, believing that maybe the Commissioner of Environment and every other person will do the needful. And that is why you see water has flown now. So the water has reduced. Now what happens when rain comes again? That is the question.
But has this been drawn to the attention of the council?
Like I made mention the last
because that would be the first point.
I made mention of that the last time I came here. That when, of course, they mentioned, which is my CSO, Tigana India, went to the local government to see the chairman. I told you his response was that he is not in charge of that. He is not supposed to be that. That we should go and see the Commissioner for Environment. I made mention of that. And one of his aides came here and said
because it's shocking.
He was not informed that he give priority to this kind of a thing. Okay, now it has happened. Look at the local government. Look at the people.
So are you saying like these residents, people who live just around the council are affected? Like behind the council? Of course. Because it's the same channel, the same waterway. This is the council. This is the canal. So anybody who lives within that axis, down from that Rumuokoro, down a cut across to Elibolo, to Rope Akolese. And these are people who, sometimes it gives my imaginations, I don't even know how to express these things. Something that is affecting your people, and there's nothing you can show for it. Oh my God. Are you saying that for all the years this has been happening under the current administration at the council, there's been no step taken by the council?
I said so. Kelvin Nwanwa said so. It was only attended to when Solomon Eke, like I said, Prince Solomon Eke was the local government chairman then. And I also told you that Dr. Sonny Okocha, PhD, is the one who actually handled some of those these things. As at then, ever since Solomon Eke left and that job was done by Sonny Okocha, nobody has ever attended to that. And that is why you see it like that. But if it is something they remove every year, just like the previous administration of Rotimi Amechi actually did for us, that wouldn't have been happening because water will flow, water coming to flow. But when these grasses are there and all these stuffs are blocked, it can't move.
But shouldn't we be thinking of a more permanent solution? Because we can't continue removing dirt. The market there is generating dirt and waste. People around that area are generating waste, and from what you said, they are dumping into that canal. Sure. Then that's what's even encouraging the weeds to grow the more. Aren't there some long-term plans that you think can be put in place, possibly to prevent the weeds from growing on the sides or in the canal, or even looking at this market, let's see what we can do about adjusting or handling the waste generated from here. You would respond to this question. Just hold the thoughts on it as soon as we return from this short commercial. Please join us on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. You can drop your questions. We're taking them as soon as we return. Obio Akpor local government area. And if you followed us from the first half, you must have heard some of the issues raised by my guest with regards to the canal being a major reason why, regardless of the not very serious level of rain we've experienced, we've seen residents around those areas from Iliozu, the Rumuokoro axis to Wakolusi area, Ilingbu axis, their residents flooded, shops flooded, people have to walk through water to get to their houses and places of business. Well, and he's also said, but the council seem not to be paying attention to it and insists that not much has been done by the council chairman. Not just not much, he says nothing has been done by the council chairman with regards to tackling this particular problem, giving commendations to the administration of Rotimi Amechi at the time. The former transport minister was governor, to be one of those who had during his time ensured that the canals were always cleared so that people around those areas don't experience flooding when it rains. Well, coming forward now, I asked him before the break a more permanent solution, because some would think that it is doable by the council, or many would say the state government, but is it not within the purview of the council to also look at how to address something that's a challenge to the people within your immediate environment? Well, on Facebook, would need you to tell us how much role you think councils, local government councils, play in tackling the problem of flooding. How much responsibility do they have to take to ensure that flooding isn't a problem to those people within their immediate space? Tell us what you think on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Now, before we open the phone lines, remember to also use the WhatsApp portal 0809-030-6416 and share your thoughts with us. Now, let me come back to my guest, Mr. Nwanwa. So, yes, your response to a better solution. I've passed that area. Most of the times I would say it's not possible to just cast the sides of these canals so that we don't have the grasses growing as much as they are. Perhaps have these wired fences so that people don't dump refuse, or put up a task force or anything just to make sure that the waterway, the canal is kept clean, and you try to restrict the waste. Since we cannot move the market, I don't know if we cannot, but the last time I spoke to you, said it's immovable, and that market has been there for a long time. And I've also questioned why a market should be located in that area in the manner that market is. The waste that market generates is also a concern, and then people around that area. So, what long-term plans or solutions do you think should be implemented?
Yeah, I think by the special grace of God, we've got a governor who always looks into the plight of the people. You remember when I came here the last time, I told you there was a question one of our guests threw when I made mention of what the governor have in stock for the youth. And I told you that I have seen what the governor has for the youth and the plans. And of course, I know listeners were actually so eager to know what. But I personally decided not to speak on that. But today, you can see that we've actually gone to Ikwerre local government, right, to flag off the Youth Resource Center. And of course, that is on that. And you remember that I also said that the local government chairman, which is Barrister George Ariolu, has not done enough. And now this is it. I tried to send a picture, a video. I don't know if you saw a little baby, a little child, coming back from the school. Because that road, you see, that road that was gone, is just a culvert that can connect from this point to the other point, just from this community to Elios like this. Just a culvert. But you saw a little, that boy carried his younger brother at the back, had the mind to enter that water, even when the footbridge has broken off. March on those grasses. To my greatest surprise, when they get shouted, and before we got to that place, they're already drowning. You saw the video. If not because of one Hausa bookman that was speaking all this stuff they pick inside this thing, saw and ran into that place. You saw the video. Nobody saw it until they dragged the little baby out. What would have happened? Why do we have to take measures when disaster has happened? Why must we do that? The local government chairman, this is what he is supposed to do, his primary constituency. And some of the councillors who represent us, does it mean they don't know why they are there? For how many years? What does it take? The truth of the matter, I believe that the governor of the state have heard what we are crying for, and what I told you is a governor that listens to the plight of the people. And I don't want to say that he has not had. I know he have had it, but for me, I'm looking at, because the water is flowing in now. This is not the right time for that job. When I came here the last time, I told you this is the right time because then it was still dry season. The water has gone down. You see grass everywhere. So that's the actual time when those things will have to be removed. Maybe go down deep more, so that because the water flows. See the level of the floor where people live, and this is the level of the water. So once it rises, it just pump into people's houses. So it has to be decanalized. Go down deep, maybe more 5 or 10 feet or 20 feet down, and put a permanent wall to it. The state government can do this. The NDDC can as well help. The local government chairman can as well do this. So, you see, one good thing is these guys, they would always do. If it doesn't affect them, it is not their concern. But this is something they've done within that Rumuokoro as his Stadium Road. You see it, and it flows. It's a natural thing. So I'm still using the same medium to also beg the governor of the state and whoever that is going to be coming to the local government, of course, because the local government chairman, they have about 12 days or thereabout to live there.
Which is my next question. I mean,
yeah. So whoever that is going to be coming, by God's grace.
The question is, even before we talk of whoever is coming, the word on the street is that, well, some of them might not want to leave because they are standing on certain, in quote, you would say, laws that extended their terms because we cannot allow for vacancy. What's the feelings of the youth in Rumuokoro? How do they feel? What are they saying about such?
I am the youth president of Rumuokoro, and I know I have my leader, who also the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Obio Akpor chapter, Prince Bekwele Wapara, and our overall leader, which is Ambassador Chijoke, who the leader of Simplified Movement in Obio Akpor. Like I said, the governor is a man who don't talk much. I mean, I like that man so much. He doesn't talk, he just act. It's a strategic. You don't need to start shouting, start making noise. But the truth of the matter, I've said it, and I am repeating it authoritatively. They will leave. The law is clear. But we have our, just like my mom will always say, when two people are always battling for something, that when you go back home, you're thinking your own. This person say, my mom will always say, jam brain. You understand? So they are busy strategizing on what to do, how to go about it. We have all the information. We have. Don't forget that we all were in the same house before this division of 18. Who is supporting. Don't forget. So we know ourselves. We'll still get information on all the plans. Look, let me tell you, nobody has monopoly of violence. We are the youth. And we are ready. All we just want is a pronouncement by the governor of the state.
The governor said peace.
Okay, fine. So we will have to wait and see on the 18th what will happen. After 17, on the 18th, perhaps if a caretaker is appointed or LG or whatever, we'll just wait for, all we wait is for, once we just give a directive. Once we get directive, we are ever ready. Because you cannot stay beyond your time. I am Kelvin Nwanwa. I am saying it.
All right, let's open the phone lines. If you live around these areas mentioned, Rukbakulusi, Iliozu, Eligbolo area, you can call us and also let us know what the situation is with regards to the flood. My guest in the studio has said, well, the canal at that Rumuokoro area from the market towards the council down to these areas is largely responsible for the houses of people that are now flooded, shops around those areas that are now flooded, roads around those areas that are flooded. Now, I've asked whether the council is aware. He says, yes, the council is aware, and he's even made attempts to send pictures and videos of some of these things to the council. Has the council done anything about it over the years? Well, he says nothing at all has been done. But then he's saying it is something that the council can do, the NDDC can help, and the state government can also come in and help. Well, let us know what the situation is if you live around there. If you don't, let us also find out how much role you think council chairman can play in tackling this problem of flooding, because we've not even gotten into the heart of the rainy season. We're just moving in. And already, this is what we are seeing. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. Or 0817 923 0007. Don't forget to also use the WhatsApp number 0809 030 6416. Any of these medium to get through to us. We'll take your messages and we'll take your calls. David is first on the line, and David is calling us from Yenegua. Let's keep it short and simple. Don't forget. Thank you very much, David. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Andrew. I call you from the city of Nwanwa. My name is David West.
Go on, David.
Yeah, for some of those